What we teach in law school is that you can't really know the strength of your position until you can articulate the other side in a way that they would recognize as the best argument. And it's such a jarring thing to do as a law student, as a young lawyer. As I remember being assigned an argument to make that I thought was just laughable, but then coming up with pretty persuasive reasons why it might be true. But it reminds you to challenge your own thinking all the time, and that is just critical. We get stuck in ruts. We think we know the answers, but the ability to constantly argue the other side of the point is probably the best lawyerly way we get to creativity, is to challenge our own beliefs all the time. You know, there's a role to play in turning up the heat sometimes and marching on a picket line, but the real difficulty is finding the answers. And so that ability that we teach law students to have to engage in complexity, to really grapple with close readings of texts and hundreds of pages of opinions and sorting it all out and trying to find a way to navigate an answer is unbelievably important to actually making progress.
When I think about the potential to provide experiences for students that change their lives and their outlooks, it's hard to see an experience that has more of an impact than clinical education.
These are the stories that our alumni come back and tell us, is when they really made the appellate argument or they figured out how to save a client's life. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
One of the things I think I've learned over time is that what's really important to people is not necessarily the rational arguments or the issue that is presented, but rather we all want to feel valued. We all want to feel part of something important, and to understand that whatever the superficial conversation is, that underneath it there's this subtext that's always emotional.
So much of what we teach students is not what we lecture to them, it's what we model for them. And that mix of seeking purpose in our own lives, of being drawn to that in our profession, not by status, and of being humble and kind in and out of the classroom really matters. I think too, as we ask them to think about their career over a long arc, to realize that finding what you love is so important. And for some of them, that will be an incredible law firm. And for some of them, it will be jumping into business, being an entrepreneur and building something from scratch, or doing the public interest work that's so critical, because our legal system really doesn't work unless there are brilliant lawyers in the trenches doing the parts of law that fall apart if we don't have equal representation. So I love that you send Fordham Law alums to do all of the above.
One of the things that I love about New York and think makes it a unique place to study is it is both local and global at the same time.
Yes.
Incredibly rich local communities that have depth to them and traditions, and yet are constantly evolving. And at the same time, we're a global center of business, commerce, the arts, culture, media, and so you can really run the gamut here and see the connections between the local and the global, all here in our own city.